What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and of course we're getting back in the XFL. I mean, what else would we do? Seriously. Whew. Well, if it's your first time here, glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back and thanks for watching more videos. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. And thank you to all you guys who are interacting with me down in the comments section. You know that I love going through and interacting with you guys. And I'm finally getting some more time to really catch back up with all the comment section and really interact with you guys. So, you leave me good comments. If you leave me some funny ones, some ones that stick out, some good ones, and that I will definitely try to feature them in an upcoming video. And speaking of featuring things in an upcoming video, what I want to do is with everything that's going on right now, I want to support you guys the best that I can because you guys support me. So if you're out there, you've got some type of service, some type of business or whatever, and you would like me to promote it, hit me up. Let me know. Leave me an email. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. I'll get back with you, and I would love to support you because you guys have just been so gracious in supporting this channel and supporting me by watching my videos and subscribing. So thank you guys, and I want to do the least I can is just try to promote you guys back. Now, this is kind of continuing on with my trying to be a short video. Again, this is Tyler's short video. This isn't most people's short videos. So bear with me. I know I can be kind of long-winded like a preacher, but listen, I got a lot on my chest, a lot that I want to say. It's really on my heart, and I just want to get it out there and get it to you guys. That being said, let's get into the whole thing of the XFL because I think the XFL, they're building a brand. This is not just another willy-nilly spring football league, minor league coming along, wanting to do this goody two-shoes kind of little sister to the NFL, the no fun league. This is the XFL, baby. We're building a brand here. This is what they're trying to do. And listen, I'm on board with everybody else when everybody else is wanting, the Last Chance U type of a TV or the Hard Knocks type of a TV, but it's bigger than that. What am I saying? The XFL understood what people want. Nowadays, people want access. People want behind the scenes. People want to see what's going on behind things, how things were made, how things were put together, who got in what fight, who did this. People want the juicy gossip stuff. And you get a lot of that with Hard Knocks. You get a lot of that with Last Chance U. Last Chance U is awesome. It's great. And I think that the XFL needs to take advantage of that stuff. But what they did was just so spectacular last season. It gave us a glimpse into the sidelines, into really like the whole makeup of football. So a lot of times what happened is, right, so we always got to see just the product of football, what football was on the field. And so we never got to see the transactions that are happening between the quarterback and the coaches when they're calling plays. The coaches, what they're saying, how they're figuring things out, and that it was great to see and listen to, the coaches when they're calling plays, Hal Mummy when he's calling plays, Jerry Glanville when he's calling plays, Winston Moss when he's doing things, what they're seeing, how they're calling things, how they're strategizing in the game. It was fantastic. It was just great for me. It really opened my eyes even more to what's going on in the game, inside of the game. I mean, there's this chess match that was happening. And again, yes, some of it, if you remember, the coaches talking all the time sometimes was a little bit distracting, but a lot of the other times it was very insightful, and it really let you into just how a guy can go from one team and be a dud and go to another team and be a star. It really does show you how, coaches really, how they mesh up with certain players and certain styles and what they're looking for, and how things don't work in one place and work in another, or things just don't work at all. And guys' personalities and things like that. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to get into. That's what gets us guys talking about all this stuff. And we want to see more of that. And just doing XFL needs to be all year round. And I agree. And that's what they need to do with building the brand. But again, I keep going back to McMahon and what he's done with the WWE. Now, granted, it's a little bit different. Wrestling is a product that's all year long. But what he did was he created this little thing called the WWE Network. And if you watch that network and that, they've got road shows where, they get in a van and they go across the country, and it's just a bunch of goofballs that are wrestlers hanging out, and you get to see them doing their lives. Or, it might be, they used to do a show, if you remember, on MTV, and maybe they still do. I don't know. I don't watch MTV anymore. I don't watch a lot of cable anymore. That's just where it's at. That's where I'm at in life, and that with it. But the thing is that they used to have a show called Cribs. You can bring that back. You can do that. Get inside of these things. It would be really cool if they did like a weekly show or a weekly segment or a weekly YouTube little bit or, a Twitter bit, an Instagram bit. You get what I'm saying? It's these social media things where they get inside, they maybe do an episode in somebody's house, or like we know, Ernesto Lacayo, he is, he's got a Volkswagen van. Do an episode on him with that. You've got all of these other little things like, and how he and Coach Zorn, they both have a thing for Volkswagens. And, and it's that type of a thing, and getting to see that stuff, it does two things for you. One, it gives you a whole heck of a lot more content, a whole heck of a lot more stuff to talk about that's not happening on the field that continues it throughout the year. The other thing that it does is that it humanizes your players, and it makes them people, and it takes it, then you can kind of latch on to them because, you kind of form this relationship with them because they're more like your best friend down the road or your neighbor or your brother or somebody, and they remind you and you make that connection with them so that when they're on the football field, you're rooting for them. You're wanting to watch them. You're wanting to watch them succeed. You're wanting to see something good. And so a lot of times you're watching games with this, you're invested in it, whereas otherwise you might not be invested in it. And so the XFL kind of created this, but taking it to that next level for me is really kind of the thing that I see that could really take it to the next level. And yes, I want to see these, produced shows. And yes, I want to see this reality TV from that stuff. And I think that would be great. And to do a lot of the NFL films type of stuff. I just don't want to see this stuff like with the NFL films. We don't get to see a lot of this stuff until these guys are long gone. They've done retired. They've been out of the league. And, this seeing the behind the scenes stuff, isn't going to hurt the league in any way. Or, it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, the guy pulling all the strings, and they don't let you see behind the veil. They've got your eyes veiled, and all they let you see is this beautiful product in front of them. Whereas the XFL was letting you see it with, all of the scrapes, the bumps, the bruises. And yeah, sometimes it didn't come off great, but other times it was fantastic. And I would love to see that. And continuing on. Now, let's look at with that, too, I want to add in here the TV deal, and I know I'm going off on a tangent in that, and I apologize. I'm trying to keep things nice and tight and concise, and part of that whole thing is really getting a good TV deal, and I thought Fox Sports is the perfect partner for them. Now, I don't know. We haven't seen anything with ESPN yet. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not necessarily thinking that that's a bad thing that they don't have ESPN. If they could do it right all on Fox and run it on Fox Sports, FS1, FS2, run it on Fox, and Fox really take this thing and really make it their baby. Now, everybody's been saying they're not going to get the TV deals like McMahon did, and they might not, but they might. They had really good TV ratings, and if you look at the TV ratings that are going on right now for MLB and for the NBA, and they don't have any competitors right now, it's pretty much just them on TV, and they're not doing great. If you bring the XFL back and that with it, and a little, with a little bit more to it, people know what they're going to get that thing back in there, and especially if people haven't had football, you've got yourself a nice little deal here. So I think that, Fox could really take it, and Fox did a much better job with presenting it, putting it together than ESPN. It really showed that they really had their stuff together, and ESPN really didn't. ESPN really didn't know how to do it very well. Fox understood what it was. They gave us a really good insight, a lot into it, but it wasn't they were trying to throw these extra little things in at us all the time. They were just, ESPN was running around too much, trying to get way too much in, trying to get the every extra little things, and sometimes they missed things because of it, as opposed to just trying to focus in on, the things they need to get and hitting it. And the teams that they had were fantastic for it. It was great production. I love the way that Fox did it. So I'm actually excited that Fox would be the partner, and maybe the only partner. I'm okay with that. I'm okay having just a deal with Fox. That's fine. You're going to have 4 games a week. So if you have them on FS1 and FS2 and then have your big game maybe on Sunday on Fox, that's totally fine. That works out great, and you're going to have great numbers with it. I'm good with that. So I like that. I like that deal. And I like that. But here's the thing is, and again, it goes back to it, that Dany and The Rock are media people. They understand this. The Rock, he understands social media. He's a giant at it. He knows how to make it work. Jeffrey Pollack is staying around. At least we think, and most reports are saying that he is. So with that being the case, it's good there. These guys know how to run that whole media type of a thing. And I think that it's going to be more than just shows. They really are trying to make a year-round product that's different than the No Fun League is. The No Fun League, everything's wrapped around the football, and it's all talking about, this aspect of it, that aspect of it, this and that. And so everything revolves around the football aspect, which the XFL did. They made sure that, listen, it was good product, and we're talking about on the field, but they also had all of the other storylines around it. And that's the key word, is storylines. It isn't about, who has the best arm, and they're going and evaluating arms and things like that, which I think will be great. And that would be cool too. They start getting into like some of the science and the minutia and things like that with it. I don't think they really have the technology to really go into like those extended sciences of why, so-and-so so great at X, Y, and Z. They're not there yet with that stuff. But what they are there at is we can have some discussions and we can do some things. They see the personalities in the players, personalities that the players have and capture the moment. The key thing here is capturing the moment and presenting the moment to the public. And I think if they can do that in all aspects of it and make it centered around good football, and then everything else builds around it. They build the brand around good football, which they have. They have a really nice start to a really good brand. It'll be really interesting to see. I'm excited to, see what's going to happen. I mean, it's going to be lights, camera, action come August 21st when they get the keys to the castle and they just take it and they run. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. And mark my words, they're thinking about more bigger and grander things in a bigger scale than just coming up with their own version of Hard Knocks or Last Chance U. I'm telling you, watch it. They're going to have a lot of neat stuff with it, and I'm excited with it. And we're going to continue on with these nice short little bursts of things, and hopefully it is short. I don't know. Haven't been timing it yet. We'll see. I apologize if it's not. My question now is, what do you think? You got to let me know down in the comment section, and we'll continue the conversation there. All right, guys, you stay safe and keep up the hope. Have a good night. Bye.